Damn, Jimmy, this some serious gourmet shit.
Hi friends, Almond here in my very first YouTube video. Let's go. Super excited to be here. Thank you. Thank you. Feel free to give me a follow over on socials at with Almond. I think ever since I was a child. Anyways, hello, hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're talking about something I hold very near and dear to my heart, which is offline gaming. True offline gaming. There is a difference. True offline gaming and the beauty of owning a modded DS. Let me just hold on. I have to put the mic down. The way it's literally on, because I've been playing this. I'm fully modded this. I should back up. There's a lot to this. I have no script. I have been putting this off for months. If you are one of the 9 subscribers, I know I'm famous. Don't touch me, I'm famous. Thank you for being here. I know you've been holding out. I know I've been holding out. I know that this was originally supposed to be like a modding tutorial. However, I ended up changing the vibe. I've always been a writer. Something that I haven't done in a really long time, and I haven't been creative. This is a complete side tangent, but I have to grab it. Get it. $11.99 on Amazon. I will link it below. Use my affiliate code. But here's the gag. Gaming in 2025 is kind of a nightmare. The fire that was lit within me to post this really comes from Infinity Nikki, which before you come for me, before you get mad, okay, hear me out. Microtransactions are a nightmare. I don't know if you watch South Park, but if you do and you have watched the Terrence and Phillip Freemium gaming episode, if you know, you know. If you don't, I will clip it here.
The Terrence and Phillip mobile game. That's one coin. Can you collect more? You've collected 10 Canadian coins. Congratulations. Hey, you're really good at this, guy.
What are you two boners doing?
We're playing the Terrence and Phillip Freemium game.
I played that thing. It's fucking dumb. Ended up paying like $5.
Who makes this crap?
Listen, here's the problem. Freemium gaming, daily logins, quests that are only available now and then not until 2029. Like, come on now. Gaming has become such a transactional thing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always been transactional in essence. It has become such a transactional problem, or like such a transactional thing. I can't think of a better word. Again, no script. Again, raw dogging this video. Back to the issue at hand. Freemium gaming. Limited skins and limited stuff. And another thing that like kind of wasn't really on my radar until Fields of Mystria came out. Again, okay, don't get crazy. I love this game. It was brought to my attention that the game was not complete on launch. And don't get me wrong, it's not because like I'm not paying attention or anything like that. I just like, it was like not complete, and it's still, I think the latest update came out on March 10th, and I'm following all of this because I love I love Fields of Mystria. I love them. I love you. Fields of Mystria developers, I love you. Okay, so here's the thing. Games that come out incomplete, right? Like Fields of Mystria, where, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing, but games that come out incomplete are games that have skins or freemium gaming elements to them. Kind of cringe. This is my real beef with freemium gaming and with stuff like Infinity Nikki and games like Fortnite and whatever other game that you can think of that falls into this category. I understand that money needs to be made from a business aspect, like 1000%. My problem here is there's a line between there needs to be an ROI and being a greedy piece of shit. And I think that the real difference comes in, again, like I'm going back to Fields of Mystria because it's a very good example of a game that does this pretty much the right way. It came out I'd say maybe 75% done. A couple like finishing touches here and there as far as I know. I'm not super up to date on everything, but they did a really good job in the sense of releasing a game that's playable and that's not like completely different or like, I don't know, it didn't feel like a money grab. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing, is that it doesn't feel like a money grab from Fields of Mystria, because they've released a genuinely good game. And going into the Infinity Nikki stuff, do not get me wrong. Do not come for me. I played it like every day for like 2 weeks, like last month, and really enjoyed it. But oh my god, it feels like, you know, when you log into Temu, I don't know how to say it. You know how when you log into Temu and it's like the wheel the wheel pops up, or like any e-commerce site really, it's like, oh my god, which one is it gonna land on? What discount am I gonna get? It's like always the biggest one and always the best, you know what I mean? It feels like that, but like the opposite. It's in freemium gaming, it's never the best one. Another example that I kind of want to add into this is Clash of Clans. My boyfriend plays a lot of Clash of Clans. He has had the same Clash of Clans account since like 2012. That's how I know. That's how I know he's consistent. That's how I know he's loyal. I have been playing it a little bit here and there. Like, I set up a really cute little base and like I'm in his clan and I like, you know what I mean? It is a freemium game and I have been playing it consistently for maybe a year. No money spent, mind you, a cent, not $1. And like I barely have 4 builders.
Ain't I'm clean, no.
I just have a bone to pick with freemium gaming and how the gaming industry is currently set up, and I have such a love and appreciation for how games used to be. I remember I beat Pokemon Pearl, like the original Nintendo DS version, in the back of my grandparents' GMC, like on the way back from Costco. And I've been chasing that high since 2009. And I have such a love for the 3DS as well, because I was a bus rider, and not like the school bus. I rode like the city bus to school, and that was like a 2.5 hour bus ride. So I had a 3DS, and I actually had a hacked, I guess like modded is a better word. I don't know if you're old enough. But I was on Animal Crossing Tumblr. If you don't remember Animal Crossing ACNL Tumblr, you're missing out. You missed, oh my god, what a time to be alive. But I had a modded town, and I still have that cartridge. It's one of the very few things that I still own and have to this day. I would play that thing for like the entire bus ride, and then like after school, and then like when I got home. So here's the thing. I modded this system like maybe 4 or 5 months ago fully, and I said that I was going to release a modding tutorial. That did not happen. I will link the modding tutorial. The reason that it did not happen is because I did get a message, or like a suggestion basically, saying that maybe a video tutorial on modding it and the process of it wouldn't be the best, because it is not constantly updating, but there are slight changes here and there are updates that do come out. So I ended up not doing that. What I am doing, however, is making this video and kind of going through the basics. What apps are what does what. Wrong, the tutorial is super easy to follow. And if you have any questions, a very helpful Reddit community that is specifically for the girly pops. The girly pops and the girly pop identifying, you know what I mean. I will link that below because that has also been super helpful in all this entire process, and it's a wonderful, beautiful community. I love it there. And I will also myself try to answer some stuff in the comments. I'm not super knowledgeable of it. I did manage to get it done twice, I might add, because the initial SD card that I got was fake. Anyways, so I ended up getting a fake SD card, and I had to completely start over the entire process and make sure that I didn't mess it up in like extracting anything or like moving anything around. So it was just kind of a nightmare. I did end up figuring it out, and I just almost took out my eyeball. I do have my modded system now. She is the new 3DS XL. Let me exit out of, what was I playing? I was playing Flipnote Hatina. If you know, you know. 10 minutes into recording, I'm finally done with the intro. So with that being said, I feel like it's kind of a good time to cut off the talking portion of this video. Grab a sippy, grab a sippy, grab a water, grab a snack, and let's get into it. So there is obviously just a ton of stuff that you can do with the 3DS. I have the custom theme, I have all of my games that I've downloaded, but let's kind of go through and chat about the tools, right? So I'm gonna go back to FBI, which is what I had open right here to show you, 'cause I don't think Luma has a little app icon. So the first thing is that I wanted to talk about is Luma. Luma is pretty much the backbone of your modded setup. Think of it kind of like your bodyguard to make sure that everything runs smoothly. It gives you custom firmware, unlocks region-free gaming, and lets you run homebrew apps. And it also has customization features. It's your backbone, right? It's you need Luma. The second thing that you are going to want to make sure is installed, and we will go through all of these, is homebrew. Homebrew is basically the VIP lounge. This is where all of the custom apps and emulators and a ton of stuff live. I've been trying to get this one to download. It's like an LED light changer. I haven't been able to get it to work, so whatever. Homebrew is important. You're not going to use it like daily. You're also not going to use like Luma daily. Like Luma runs in the background. Homebrew kind of also like is a background app. I could be completely wrong. I'm just trying to help the girls out. But you're going to need Homebrew. Now we can get into my personal favorite, which is Anemone. This is where the fun stuff happens. This is where all of your themes and all of your splashes live. So splashes are what pops up when your DS is opened and turned on. Mine is currently Sumiko Garashi, I think is how you say it. But we can preview some themes here. And then these are all, so we have a couple Fallout ones. We have some really cute, like I have the Miffy one. This is my current one that I kind of always use. Some of them play music. Let me see. Let me set one that I know. So if I hit install and then normal install, home menu, you can see we now have our new theme. You can do the same thing for backsplashes. So if we hit L, switch to splashes, I currently only have these two, which is my Miffy one. And then I also have the one that I currently use, which is my Sumiko one. And these are all installed by QR code. The next one I wanted to talk about was FBI. FBI is pretty much like your file explorer. It's where you're going to be able to access everything, delete, adjust, do any sort of management, as well as remote install games. Same way that you can install themes and splashes, you can also install games with remote install. There's a couple different ways to do it. You can use HShop, but there's also an app for HShop, which we'll get into. Or you can use my personal favorite, which is the 3DS subreddit, which is super, super fun. It has a ton of like weird fan-made emulators and ROMs, and there's all kinds of stuff there. And then we also have Universal Adapter. Now Universal Adapter is kind of like an app store. You can download other homebrew tools, emulators, utilities, and all kinds of absolute cursed nonsense. I haven't exactly played with it yet. I'm no expert in this. I pretty much looked into this as far as how to get games and haven't really looked at anything beyond that. So, like I said, if you have any tips or tricks for me in the comments, please feel free to leave them. Next up I want to talk about is the Twilight Plus menu. I pretty much just use as a ROM dump. I did have another ROM dump card that had a micro SD in it that I pretty much just took and dumped in here. So these aren't on my home screen, but they are all playable through the Twilight Plus menu. So I kind of just come in here whenever I want to play these games, but I just use it as like a ROM dumping ground. I'm sure there's other ways to frame that and say that, but that is that's where we're at with it. I did also want to go through Checkpoint, which is pretty much like the action replay cards, but it's kind of like that. Has some hacks for games, some cheats for games, kind of allows you to to rig the system to rig the system a bit. And God mode. God mode is another backbone of all of this. God mode you're never actually really gonna use. I mean, again, in my not very professional opinion, unless you are trying to like file browse. So for example, when I had to delete my last SD card that was not real, that was not authentic and working, I had to use God mode to transfer some stuff and to back some data up. So that's pretty much the only time that you're gonna use it. But beyond that, like I said, this is pretty much all I use it for. I've been playing, or drawing, I guess. Drawing a lot on Flipnote. I've been playing a ton of Rhythm Heaven. I'm so excited. I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, but the Nintendo Direct just came out and there's a new Rhythm Heaven game coming out for the Nintendo Switch and I am so excited. I love Rhythm Heaven. So, like I said, and I get to play a ton of games that I wouldn't have played regularly. Like this is actually an English patch of this game, but I do have a couple other, like this Tamagotchi game that I love. Could not tell you for the life of me what's going on in it beyond what the pictures are telling me, but it really just unlocks a whole different level and allows you to play games that you didn't get to experience as a kid, or games that you want to play now, or whatever you want, which is kind of the beauty of it. Well, friends, that is it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for my first YouTube video. I really hope to do more in the future. I don't know what I'll do them on. Who knows? I do have a DSi XL. I am hoping to mod as a project. It does have a couple other issues. Broken top screen, soldering is required. So I'll have to figure that out. But I do appreciate you so much for hanging out with me. If you made it this far in the video and listened to me very, very surface level talk about the 3DS, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you watching. And if you have any questions on modding it, like I said, not very knowledgeable, but willing to help. Very willing to help. If I said anything wrong in this video, please very nicely correct me in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Go out there and mod. Be wholesomely rebellious.